show off right.
Let's go, baby.
What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing today? It's your boy Prism God, and I seem to be missing my homeboy Kobe Collector, but he'll be popped up in 1 second. So today's topic is about big business and small fish, right?
Hey,
So, are you there?
yeah, there's a buzzing coming in.
A buzzing coming in from where?
Is it my end?
Okay. Hmm. Be right back. How do I look, T? Do I look okay? Am I choppy? Is it good or no? I need to know. I need to know. How's it looking? I look okay? All right. Give me 1 second. We'll be right back, I think. Hold on. What is going on? Thank you. All right. So appreciate it. So I'm going to go get this party started right. Um, this week we had some really cool. Okay, cool. Everybody can hear me just good. That's great. So today's topic is basically big business and what it means to the small fish. And what I mean by small fish is basically us, right? Because we don't have millions of dollars to sit here and spend a lot of money on all the cards in the world, right? So hold on 1 second. I think I got Kobe Collector. Do we have Kobe Collector in the building? I want you guys to know every week is his fault.
It's my fault, man. I'm so sorry. Hey, but we here and we gonna talk sports, baby.
We're not gonna talk sports. We're gonna talk a little bit of everything. So I want to say congratulations to the Washington Wizards and the Houston Rockets for completing that trade with Russell Westbrook and John Wall.
Well,
My
hold on,
boy,
hold on. What?
yeah, yeah,
What? Hold on.
trouble, yeah, yeah. Congratulations
What?
on that. Yeah, I
Hold
got an
on.
alert right
Hold
before we
on.
went live. I got that alert, and I was like so shocked. I was thinking to myself like, that's super dope, right?
Wow.
So, congratulations to the Houston Rockets and the Washington Wizards for making that move. Maybe you guys will keep, was it James Harden
That's why
or no?
they did the move to keep him.
Okay. And I mean, you got a better, more efficient point guard. I know this is off topic, but with something like this, is why it's a live show, right? We get the input of the people that's online. We get the people, we don't, we don't try, we try to make it organized, but at the same time, we just kind of do our thing.
Heck yeah, man. I love it. That's why I love the show. I love the
Uh,
podcast. I love what we do, man.
okay. So like I was telling the people, today we're going to talk about big businesses and what it means to the small fish. And like I said, the small fish is me and you. It's me and you, Kobe. It's me and you,
Well,
Mark.
you a small fish. I'm a tadpole.
Oh, stop. All right. So, yeah, I agree with my boy Trouble. My boy Trouble says, look, Harden still might be trying to exit. And we already had this conversation, like, think last week, basically talking about Atlanta is loading up, right, to bring in a superstar like a Giannis or a James Harden to go alongside with, their awesome team that they're putting together. Trey Young is prime, baby.
Nah, man. Look, John
Yep.
Wall coming. Well, we had this conversation about Trey Young, where he stood in the upper echelon about the point guards in the East, right? We had this
Right.
conversation,
Yep. Point.
and
He'll be an all-star this year.
hold on, but we also said a healthy John Wall came in above a Trey Young. So you bring that kind of talent to Houston alongside James Harden, man, we going somewhere, baby. But you know
All right.
why James Harden wanted to get out the West, right?
I mean, he had a better chance to get into the finals.
Yeah, that's exactly why. And you got a
I
better shot
mean,
at getting to the finals with Brooklyn, who's probably
why
going to get
why
there.
wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to come to the East? I mean, it's great over here. Miami got to the finals.
The East is soft.
Right. So, all right. So check this out. I sent you the notes, but I don't know if you got it out. But basically, we're gonna break today's topic down to four different things. It's gonna be basically the first thing is when did businesses decide to get into the hobby, right? And before I focus on it, because I really was trying to figure out how we were going to dissect this whole situation. And in my mind, I was thinking to myself, like, who was the first person that got into the hobby that you can remember? And
As
I'll
far
tell
as
you
a
mine.
as far as a big business,
Yeah.
well, see, I think when I started collecting, there wasn't big businesses, right? You just had people with some money, and so people really did it more as a hobby, right? Back in the day when I collected, it was more of a hobby. So people collected cards, not necessarily based upon what they were going to sell stuff for, especially in basketball. You probably saw that a little bit more in baseball, but as far as in basketball, you didn't really see that. You saw it more as a business, as more as a collection. Honestly, I didn't start seeing the hobby as a business until I came back this go around, right?
Okay,
I
but no, but what I'm saying is who jumped in, like who literally, what was one of the big businesses that decided that, you know what, the sports car industry can make me money?
I think it was all. That's the
All
first one. That's the first one. The one that bought the LeBron for 1.8. That's the
right, so
first big business.
let's backtrack a little bit because I'm gonna explain something to you. I don't even think you knew this. I don't know if you got your research together, but I got my research together for this.
Well, you're the
So,
one who had the notes, man.
well, I come prepared. I like to come with it. I like to come with the fire. I like to know what's going on in the industry, and I want to make sure my people out here know what's going on. The first business that, well, I
Wow.
might even be wrong about that. I would say Beckett's probably one of the first businesses, but
Oh, okay.
but so they were the ones that kind of like it
You
maybe
said big
got,
business.
yeah, it's a big, that's their big business. Like we relied on them to know what the prices were.
Yeah,
How did
but
they
I
know what the
mean,
prices were?
I guess my interpretation of big business coming into the hobby was a little different, right? Beckett's always been there, so I guess like, you're right. I guess in the instance, right? You're right. We're gonna say you're right today.
All right, so I'll be right. That's fine. So Beckett was one of the first ones, and actually that wasn't even in my notes. I just literally just thought about that. If you guys out there, if you guys know some of the other companies that might have started before Beckett that really took advantage of the business to really to figure out a way to make money in this industry, because there's so many different ways to make money in this industry, and that's why we both love it. Like we talk about it all the time, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Um, but eBay, right?
eBay wasn't until '96.
Okay, so all right, so look, check this out. So eBay makes about $80 billion a year, in which 14 to 20% of it comes from sports memorabilia.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. And
Man,
all they do is,
you're
huh?
really hitting up Dr. Google today, man.
I got to know what's going on, man. So, like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like like me and Miss Prism Goddess, we always talk about it all the time. Is um, every time I see something, I kind of break it down and figure out if there's a way for me to make money in it. So when I see somebody say, "Oh, they did this," I'm like, "Oh man, they're definitely making some money, right?" So when I started thinking about eBay, I'm like, "Man, how can you beat eBay?" So then that's when you have companies like, what is it, PWCC,
Yep.
Alt, right? These are some of the new companies.
But
So let me take you.
PWCC they sell on eBay.
Well, yeah, they do, but they also offer services. So, like going back to what I'm trying to figure out is, and where a lot of people are like trying to figure out is, well, in my opinion, is trying to figure out where we lie with these big businesses, right? These big businesses, if they're in the sports car industry and they're offering services and they're offering software and products and all these other things, they're the ones that are benefiting the most if they're coming out with solid products that are going to be the future leading up to the future. So like what I'm going to break down in these next couple points will kind of lead me to where we're going to go. So with the $80 billion that eBay did, is like everybody's trying to figure out like why are they taking all these money and fees. Like if you buy a $50,000 car and you got to pay them 10%, that's $5,000. It's a lot of money for somebody that's just brokering a deal, right?
But it's worth it. It's worth it.
It gives you access to more people.
Exposure, baby.
It is
Exposure.
exposure. It definitely
Yeah.
is exposure. So let me go
People,
back to last year. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
so it's just like everything else. It's just like Prism Guy TV, right?
Right. Hmm.
The more exposure we get and the more attention that we're bringing to certain platforms, the more fees that we can charge, right? So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So eBay is bringing millions and millions and millions of people to this platform. You're selling a car with millions and millions of potential views and potential buyers. You
Right.
got to pay for that. That costs.
Yeah.
You got to pay for
Yeah.
that.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So All right, so let me go back like a year because you only been back in the industry for like 3 years, right? So my first year was kind of experimenting to get back into the industry, and I was trying to figure out where I was gonna lie, and I didn't really know what I was gonna do, and I didn't realize I could make money in the industry, right? So I went to the Nationals in Chicago, and when I started realizing that there was more area opportunity in this industry, is when I first saw Josh Luber and Gary V at the Chicago National. And I'm thinking to myself, like, and then I started saying, I saw StockX. Now, if you see my kicks in the back, right, which is why I kind of showed them, is
Sneakerhead.
I used to be a sneakerhead. So StockX to me was like, oh, yeah, I know StockX is, but why are they here? So then I actually started realizing that they're trying to sell, they're offering services like eBay. So you have an option to sell your car directly to a different vendor. You send it out. It's very similar to how it works in the sneaker world. You know, they pay you through PayPal and they offer services. And I'm not sure what the percentage is. I can't remember what the percentage is, but you know, it might be a little bit less than what eBay is.
For
But the
what?
thing, in terms of what they're making off each consumer.
Which party?
Well, if I'm selling something,
Okay.
so if I'm selling something, so it goes out to all the people that's trying to sell something, right? And you're putting it on eBay. Typically, they make 10%, and I think it's up to what $800 right now.
Hmm.
And then I think StockX. I don't know what the exact percentage is. If anybody knows, that's great. Shout it out. But I don't know if it's I don't remember if it's less than 10%. But I felt like when I looked it up, I felt like it was really similar. It wasn't that much off, right?
Yeah.
So I think we're all looking for a way to not pay 10%, which is why I'll tell you my secret. I usually use eBay to find my buyer, and I refer them to my Instagram page, and then I get them to kind of like save me some money.
You can't be giving out them gems, man. That's super
Yeah, I
sleek
gotta give
mode.
out the gems. If you're watching Prism Gods TV, man, you gotta be able to. I'm gonna give it to you, man. So I
Hey,
think
that's
it's very
selling.
important.
Hey, that's selling one-on-one God mode right there. You can't be giving away those gems, man.
Yeah, it's all right. Well, my boy Trouble123 says Beckett was one of the first to be able to get you a point of reference to value cards. Definitely, and I'm
There
gonna
was
agree.
another
Like
one though. There was another one back
tough
in the
stuff,
day. Tough.
tough stuff,
Yep.
tough stuff. So, but I don't think they were as successful as Beckett was. I think
Well,
Tough
they were
Stuff
around
came
for a
out.
while though.
Yeah, they were, and I don't remember who owned that company or what happened to that company. But I think that when
Probably PSA.
PS, I mean, but you know what though? Beckett, I feel like was the most successful because they pivoted to be able to say, well, guess what? We grade cards,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then I don't remember when did PSA jump in.
PSA been around for a minute too, though. I can't. Hey, I didn't consult Doctor Google. I wish we were going to talk about these big businesses. But you know what? We talked so much that we had to save a little bit of gems for the show,
And
right?
that's why I wanted to catch you off guard to let you know that I was serious about today. I wanted to talk about it because my boy Nate Turner purchased PSA this week for was it $700 million?
Seven
74.
hundred, $700 million.
So $700 million. So a collector bought a company that grades cards. I don't know how we feel about it, but right now I'm just kind of rambling until we kind of get to the next topic. But
But he didn't
that's
make
a
his
big
millions
deal.
and millions off of being a collector. He has millions and millions, and he just so happens to collect, and he just so happens to have one of the dopest collections out there, and just
Yeah,
so happens
definitely.
to be very knowledgeable about the hobby.
Exactly. So I
Shout out to
mean,
Nat Turner.
Nat Turner, shout out to Nat Turner. Yeah. So I mean, I actually congratulated him in his DM like a couple of days ago too. So it was real dope that he responded to everybody.
Yeah,
So and I met a couple of millionaires in my lifetime, and I ain't gonna lie to you. What I take from a lot of the millionaires is you leave a good lasting impression on people, and it's something that people will remember forever. And so I say that to say that all millionaires aren't assholes. Some are really nice people. So shout out to all those rich people who are really nice people. You know what I'm saying? I try to
it's
be nice to people. So
hey man,
and
money
I'm not a
comes.
millionaire, but I'm trying to get there.
Oh, you there already, man. Hey,
No,
man,
I'm
but
not there.
look, money comes and goes, though, man. You got to stay humble and you got to respect the next dude next to you because you know
Correct.
what? You don't know what shoes or what mile they walked in those shoes and how they got there, man. So you always got to stay humble, respect the man next to you, man, and,
Yeah.
let the hobby live, man. And I'm really excited about the topics today because I think that we are in a prosperous market. And I think some of the moves that are going on today is
Hmm.
actually indicative of what's to come. So I'm really
Mm-hmm.
excited about that. And you talk about me, right? We always go back to when we started in the hobby. I remember when you could walk into a show and you used to scrounge around to come up with $5,000 to go to a show because you could practically go in a
Yeah.
show, buy the best card there, and be happy with it. Try to walk
Yep.
into a show with $5,000 now trying to buy the best card. It ain't gonna happen,
It ain't
right?
gonna happen. Nope,
There's a
not at
guy.
all.
I remember a guy who I sold my collection to when I was liquidating my Kobe Bryant collection. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Breakers Row. This dude used to have the deepest pockets at the show, and he used to walk in and he used to clean
Yep.
everybody out. Right? He used to
Yep.
go up to a table and say, "How much you? Not how much you want for a card. How much you
How
want
much
for your
for the whole table?
collection?
Correct.
How much for the
Correct. You're
whole
absolutely right.
showcase?" And he
Yep.
used to wipe them all out. But you know, now you walk into a show like in Dallas, man, there's 50 Adams walking around now, right?
Absolutely.
And there's people who with 10 times more money walking around with than Adam, you know. But like I said, man, he was one of the original buy see all buy all kind of guy, man. And
Correct.
if you wanted to sell some stuff, you walk up to him and he buy everything cash on the spot.
What? Why did I didn't get the I didn't get a chance to meet Adam until later on, but Terry and Jeremy from Atlanta, those guys showed me when I first got back into the industry. I literally would go to a show and he was like, "How much the whole collection costs?" And I'm like, "What do you mean the whole
Yeah.
collection? Like you want to buy everything?" He's like, "Yeah, man." He was like, he pretty much took me under my wing. He's like, "Yeah, man. If you really want to make some money, you need to buy the whole collection."
I remember when we first met each other in TriStar back
Yeah.
in February. We were like, look, if somebody walks up to our whole showcase, what's the number? What's the number?
Right. Yeah.
What's the
Yeah. Yeah.
number?
Exactly. Exactly.
And I always give you credit because you've actually since that day your collection has actually grown exponentially. And some
No,
of
I
the
appreciate
goals
it.
and
Thank
some of
you.
the conversations that we've had since then, you've actually exceeded a lot of those expectations that you actually set forth to myself. So kudos to you for that.
No, I appreciate it, man. I work hard, man. And anybody that's listening out there, if you really want to take this on as as like professional, you want to do this for real. This is definitely something you can do. Just be passionate about it. Anything that's out there that you guys really want to do in life, just be passionate about it. Whether it be cards, sweeping floors, whatever. Just figure that out. I think Steve Jobs kind of talked about it. A man with passion can like move mountains, man. So I think that that's something to stick with you and let it resonate with you guys. Um, so just kind of put my 2 cents out there. And now we're going to go back to the topic, and because we talked about basically some of the new businesses and how we feel about, what do we think about those new businesses joining in the hobby. And the next thing I want to talk about basically is what areas of opportunity are out there, right? Because we talked about the Beckett's, and Beckett realized in a short period of time that grading is an option. If the after I don't remember what the timeline was between PSA and Beckett, but maybe PSA came out first, and then Beckett kind of pivoted a little bit to say, you know what, we offer grading too. Is that kind of what happened?
I don't know. I mean, I know there was a gold standard. I know BGS used to be the gold standard in sports, right? There was a
Okay.
point in time when BGS 9.5 sold for more than PSA 10s, right?
Okay.
Now, when that kind of
Oh, I think I
pivoted,
remember that. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
and
Go
I
ahead.
don't know when that pivoted. That's before the black label too, right? So
Right.
this was before the black label, you know.
Black Label came out around 2014.
Yeah, so it came in after the fact, right? Because they wanted to do a new little spaz for having all tens and
Hmm.
kind of differentiate themselves from the PSA 10, right? Now there's a
Correct.
black label 10. And then it kind of turned on its head a little bit, right? So now you
Right.
see Beckett 9.5 sell less than a PSA 10. And I know a lot of old timers that I talk to, old school guys that have been in the hobby for a long time. They're like, man, when did this happen? But
Mm.
you know, who knows? Who knows if it'll come full circle again? I know that in Pokemon, that the cards with all the subs, like the
Yeah.
CGCs that grade Pokemon Beckett that have the actual subs,
Yeah.
actually sell for more than a PSA 10 in the Pokemon world.
I can see that. I can see that. I mean, people really want to know, and I actually like PSA and I like Beckett for different reasons. I think the PSA holders look really nice
Yeah,
and clean.
we can
I
store
wish
more
PSA,
too.
yeah. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna pull one to the side for the people who've actually never seen a PSA holder, right? So here's a PSA holder. All right, here's a PSA holder, right? So it's really clean, really thin. I wish PSA would actually take the time to
Here goes a PSA holder.
put the prices, I'm sorry, put the grades either on the back and the top or put it up where if I scan it, it'll tell me what my subs are. So that's just an idea. You guys don't have to listen to me, but I think it's a great idea if you guys would scan it. I look online, I see the pop report, and also see what my subs are, just so at least I know. You
That little
know?
QR code right there, man, tells a whole lot of information, man. I think that's dope that they came out with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So look, so that's one area opportunity with Beckett, and we recognize with PSA, with Beckett deciding to pivot from adding the BGS services. I'm sorry, going from a pricing, price guide to adding grading services, to adding BGS 10s, to adding black labels, and so on and so forth, to where we are now, which is PSA has just got bought by Nat Turner, right? So what can we expect from Nat Turner? I mean, from I'm sorry, Nat Turner or Nate Turner?
Yeah,
I don't know. Is it Nat Turner?
I like
All right,
Nat
so
Turner.
okay, Nat Turner. So what can we expect from this guy? Because I mean, at the end of the day, like I don't know him on a personal level. We've interacted via Instagram. I like to bring him on a show to actually talk about this one day. And I hope any somebody that knows him reaches out to him to make this happen. But I really want to know what we can expect for the future of PSA, because I would like to see PSA be able to hit those guarantees. You pay for it 2 days. Can I get it in 2 days?
Well, there was a lot of speculation there, man. Maybe
Right,
they were juicing their in-house inventory to improve their stock. Who knows,
right,
right? That's just conspiracy theories there, but maybe they talked about automation. Which I think would be really difficult to do. But I mean, I'm excited, right? So a hobbyist is going in and he knows what's good and bad about the grading industry as a whole. And maybe he attacks them head on. I know that they're coming out with new automated processes at PSA that
right.
will help streamline the process and be efficient as possible. But like I said, he knows what it takes as a hobbyist from that point of view and what to bring into the hobby to make it better.
I agree with that statement. So I look forward to seeing what Nat Turner will do for us, because he's in the industry, so he knows what we like. I'm sorry. Oni Storm Gaming says PSA is a publicly traded. I thought, and you're absolutely right. They are a publicly traded company, but as of a couple days ago, what was it, Monday?
Monday.
Nate Turner actually bought PSA and is a majority holder on the company, and he owns it now. So with the I think he has like a group or something like that they put together.
Investment
He's
firm.
the leading investment group who bought it. So now they're in charge. So
But let
now
me let me ask you this though, right? Because it's an interesting conversation that came up the other day. And now you're
yeah,
talking about big businesses and what that means to the hobby, right?
yeah,
Let me take a step back, right? Let me talk about what international collectors do to the hobby, right?
right,
Because just like we have, our people that are wealthy and they come in and they infuse the market, there's a lot of people like that all around the world. And just like
right,
what I saw this week, and I talked to you about a deal that went down where I traded, a National Treasures card and got more money overseas than I ever could have gotten here in the States, right?
okay,
Because, and then again, I asked myself, why? Right? So now we have premiums because international people can't easily get cards and aren't accessible to them as much as we are. So
I
that
agree
money
on that.
comes in and it infuses the hobby, man. And so not only we got local investors here that are coming in, but we got international people that are coming in investing money as well.
I agree. So like another business that I've been using the software as of lately is Alt. They're I think we're gonna have them on the show, so I don't want to ruin what they have. If anybody has Alt, who have access to Alt, the software, Alt is Leo. I forgot his last name, but Leo
Alvador,
Avador. Yep, Leo Avador. He actually the guy who's responsible for buying the LeBron James for 1.8 million, and I believe
the Giannis.
and the Giannis logo. Sorry, the logo man for Giannis, and then the LeBron James rookie for 1.4 million, I think, or something like that.
Hey,
Um,
what about the gold Dame Prism PSA 10
yeah, they're
from
probably
Prism God?
yeah they bought a Damian Lillard BGS 10 gold from me as well. And thanks to Dars, which is a guy who I met in the hobby a couple years ago. He works at Halt, so we were able to build a relationship. They gave me access to try out their software. It's pretty cool. I don't want to ruin. I don't want to ruin the experience of what you will see with it. All I can say is try to go ahead and log into it. Um, from what I was told, again, I don't really want to ruin it, but it's kind of cool because you can input all your different cards, and then have a lot of different, a lot of similar features that PWCC is offering with their vault services, which I'm seeing a lot of companies are adding out there. Even with Investicard, the other guys out there who's offering vault services. Everybody offering all these different services because we're recognizing that us as the consumer, we need things that ultimately we don't have access to. Last week, I mean, I can't find a freaking safety deposit box to save my life.
I
It's like
remember that. I
I
remember
can't.
that day.
Yeah, like literally drove around the city of I'm sorry, the city of Atlanta, can't find a safety deposit box. I'm thinking to myself like, what the heck am I gonna do?
Yeah.
So I started literally entertaining the PWCC offer, and then I started talking to
Well,
all about what they had going on. So these are services that a lot of people are putting out there. Let's see, give me 1 second. So see, Oni Storm Gaming. I try to reach everybody's on the question. So if anybody has any questions or concerns, or feel free to interact because this is live. Oni says, how does it compare to sports card investor software? I'm not really familiar with sports card investor software, but if I had to kind of figure it out, it's probably something very similar. Maybe you input your card. What I really liked about it was the fact that I got to scare my my serial number, whether it be BGS or PSA, and
okay.
input it automatically in the system. It tells me what current prices are. It tells me what the last couple sales were. I don't know how they figure out the algorithm to figure out what it's currently valued at. Because to me, I don't know if it figures it out in the average, and I guess it'll be a question I'll probably ask them in the future. And only I'm not sure how the sports card investor software actually works. So you can maybe fill us in, but if it sounds like it's something familiar, then feel free to throw it out there for us. Um,
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it, man. Right now, I want to know if I can take the spreadsheet that I use to track all my hobby, all my collection, and
right.
upload it into there, and automatically generates whatever it generates. So maybe we can ask those questions because generally, when you're dealing with a lot of that stuff, if you have thousands of cards, you don't want to just key one in one by one by one. It'll take you forever. But I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure a lot of people have different mechanisms on how they track their current stock, and if they can use that to upload it into something, I think it'll be really beneficial.
Man, or even what if Panini decided to put a QR, I'm sorry, a SKU number on each individual card to where you can scan it to where to automatically do that, and then now you got a blockchain and a physical copy. Shout out, I'm just trying to throw in some jewels out there. Maybe Panini's listening.
Hey, man, you can't give away all them gems, man. You already hit
Sorry, they
God
might have to pay
status.
me. They're gonna have to pay me for what I know. I'm just kidding. I don't know anything.
Just tune
But
in and hey, just click, share, apply, subscribe, register, and just shout us out.
that's right. That's right. All right. So the next thing I kind of want to talk about is what are people doing about what's going on in the sports car industry, right? So we kind of talked about that a little bit through the course of just naturally putting this conversation out there. What are people doing about it? Because once people realize there's an area opportunity, and like sports card investment seems like he has his software out there, Investicard offering his different services. Um, and then all is offering their different services. And now we got Mr. Nat Turner, who just bought PSA. We're going to figure out what they're going to do for the future. So I think people are trying to really literally figure out what's going to be the next thing for us. And I'm still trying to figure out a way to get off eBay. I mean, outside of the ways I've done it, I wish there was a way for me not to have to pay eBay.
Oh, there's a lot of different avenues. There's a lot of stuff popping up that allows us as of hobbyists to move and buy cards outside of that mean, right? Like going to trading card shows is a good way to move inventory around. Trading is another way to move inventory around. And back in my day, right, when I was coming up in the hobby, we had forums. Like forums was the number one way to move cards outside of eBay,
Yeah, you're
right?
right.
We didn't
Yeah, correct.
have we did
Blowout for them.
blowout forum. We had Hobby Kings, which I met a lot of good
Yeah,
enthusiasts in the hobby because of that site. And there's a lot of legends that came through that site. I met Nat
yeah,
Turner through that site.
right.
So I mean, there's a lot of different avenues that were pre-existing and are prehistoric now because of social media, right? So social media has actually bridged that gap where you can attract a lot of people in a short period of time.
Okay, it's great. I was gonna say Oni Storm Gaming. We did see your message. Seeing what he offers. I don't really know much about the sports car investor, but I will say this. I know there's so many areas of opportunity for everybody in this industry, and we talk about it all the time. And I said it earlier that anybody can do anything. I know people who offer PSA services for shipping services. Kobe Collector offers those services. If anybody's interested in grading services,
It's a 10.
that's right. So, so there's so many different ways to make money, and there's so many, and that's what I love this industry for. And right now, we're still. I feel like even though we've been in the industry for a long time, we're still relatively new
Oh,
because
we're
there's
new.
like we're still really new when it comes to like I don't know if they want to keep. I don't know if the powers that be want to keep us in a certain space, or you get where I'm going with this because
But
it's like
I don't. But see, I don't know if it's new. I just think that there's so many layers, right? And we're only peeling off so many layers right now. But a lot of that has to stem from knowing your lane, right? Knowing what you want to
right,
do in the hobby. And I mean, you
yeah,
can pivot and you can reverse pivot. You can do this and that, and you can find
yeah,
yourself in a whole different world than you originally started off in. But I think the hobby as a whole has become big business and therefore
mhm,
creates opportunity in every stretch and every corner of it.
yeah. And I literally told my homeboy Ryan, I told him, I said, man, hey, look, I know you're new into the business. If you like going to Walmart and Target, going to go buy boxes just to resell them, do it. You'll make a lot of money. I mean, anybody that's out there, I mean, it's really competitive, but you'll make a lot of money. If you're smart about it, you do the right things. So, as Donovan74 says, Facebook groups are also a good way to sell cars outside of eBay. You're absolutely right. A lot of times I do pick up cards on there, and there's also other research. I'm sorry, other resources out there like what's the group we just started using? Was it the app? We got the new app we just started using.
Telegram.
Telegram. So
Hey,
Telegram is
I use a group on Facebook to move this bad boy. Look at that! Look
oh,
at that double autograph right there, man.
you just
Look
want
at
to make me
that.
sad. It's okay. I'm not even that sad. That's supposed to be my card. It's okay.
Hey, I got another card coming in that might be your card too. Hey man, but look, I don't like to flex too much, man. But look, I just got this
Oh
card in
God.
a to sub for a buddy of mine. We're gonna
Yeah.
send it to BGS, right? We just talked about plug to BGS. We're gonna see if we can black label it because it's super clean.
Right, right. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. So with all these area opportunities that all these sports cards, basically all these big businesses realize is that we the small fish, right, are capitalizing so good at this
Tadpole.
that these big okay, well you the tadpole, right?
You the small
You're
fish.
capitalizing off this and the bigger businesses are realizing it. And so what they're doing is they're coming up with all these area opportunities, like they're answering all these area opportunities by putting out they're figuring out different things. There's literally companies out here who are buying millions of dollars, who are putting millions of dollars together to buy rare cards,
But
right?
that's like, but they're on airplane mode though, right?
Yeah, yeah,
We're in pedestrian mode walking down here. So look, if you no matter how fast you walk or run, right, you'll never
you're
get
swooping it
to
up,
you'll never
scooping it
get to the
all up.
you'll never get to the airplane, right? So they're actually looking at leveraging high dollar investments, and so they're creating a buzz, right? I saw it on ABC News. So ours is ABC 13 here in Houston, and on ABC News it talked about the 1.8 million dollar LeBron James purchase. Okay,
Yeah,
it talked about that, right? Look at TMZ picking up Rob Kardashian's Nebula of Tom
yeah, I
Brady.
agree.
They gassed that card up, said it was $120,000, and it's like, man, let me go find a Tom Brady card so I can sell it for $120,000 because realistically,
Correct.
that was an ignorance on TMZ's part, and I don't know if it was just clickbait or whatnot. There's no way in heck that that card sells for
Well,
120,000.
it's lack of knowledge, man. You know how many people hit me up, or I meet and they say, "Hey, man, can you check out my collection?" And sometimes I'm not going to even lie for the people out there. I do feel bad when people like have this high expectations of their collections, and I hit them with I try to be nice about it. Say, man, just check eBay, check comps,
Hey,
and go
stop
from
telling
there.
people their babies are ugly, man. Stop it.
I'm not saying
That's
your
but that's how
babies
you
are.
feel though. That's how you feel though. It's like you telling somebody their baby's ugly, right? So I look at thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of cards in a month, right? And I'm sitting here shifting through these cards and I'm looking at them and I'm like, hey man, I'm sorry, this car is going to grade a 6, and I'm on the phone or I'm on FaceTime with them while I'm
Yeah,
going over their cards, and they're like, oh man, come on, are you serious right now?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like a 6? I'm like, well, look at this corner, look at this edge, look at this surface. This is
Right.
why it's going to grade what it's going to grade. And they're like, oh man. And then I get another one, same thing, and another one. I'm like, I'm sorry, right? So I always, before I even look at cards, I'm going to tell you right now, your cards, you might think that they're Gym Man 10s, but I've seen enough of them, and we're going to go over them. You're going to feel like I'm telling your kids they're ugly, but I'm not,
Yeah.
right? So
But
it's all about
yeah,
learning the business.
yeah, it is. I mean, and I say that to all the people out here who are watching and listening. Basically, at the end of the day, we try to educate you guys on a weekly basis. So I feel like we talk about topics that I feel like maybe you want to hear or maybe you don't want to hear. And if it's something you want us to talk about, that's why we make it live, because it's like one of those things. Well, what are you talking about? Or if you have a question, shoot it to us. And this stuff is unrehearsed.
No,
We're really
it's
literally,
uncut, raw and uncut.
literally, literally. I might wait till Monday and say, man, hey, we're finna talk about this. We got a
I
guest.
bet. And then look, and no, but you know what the funniest thing when you say that though is we're gonna talk about this. We spend literally an hour to 2 hours talking about it. And I'm like, man, we need to stop. I'm gonna hang up on
That's
you
why I
now.
stopped. That's why I
I'm gonna hang
stopped.
up on you now because we're gonna lose all the gems right here in this conversation. And when we
Yeah.
talk about it, we're gonna try to remember it. And I have a hard time figuring out what I ate for
Well,
breakfast.
Well, that's why I try to like take my time and make sure I get some of the facts out there, because I wanted people to understand like what's going on in the hobby, and I think it's very important for people to pay attention. Like, I have people who's literally I've had conversations with a lot of really good. When I mean really good, I mean people who are in the hobby who make good money in the hobby, and they ask me, "Do you think the hobby's going to tank?" I'm like,
No,
no. Have you
no.
realized what's going on right now? They're built like I just said it. There are companies who are forming together who are putting millions of dollars towards this industry. Nate Turner just sat here and spent $700 million on a company. What do you think is going to happen right now?
Oh, people
Like,
are spending hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s on these cars. But I'm gonna tell you something right now, right? There's a
look at
there's a
these
new
cars.
little there's a new little trend that's coming around, right? And I don't know if you know what
Yeah,
this is or
crash
not.
hard now.
Hold on, man. Look, I don't know if you know what this is or not. But if you
I have
check the
no clue.
comps, Dragon Ball Z booming, baby, booming,
I've,
and that's a
I've seen people. I've seen people post about Magic. Now I know about Magic because my brother used to play Magic, so that was basically it for me. I
yeah.
played Magic with him, but I didn't play anything outside of that. And I might have a box of some of that stuff in the closet somewhere. So I don't know.
Hey man,
I don't know,
basketball got too expensive for me, man. I had to figure out a new lane to hop in.
man. If you're not collecting basketball and buying basketball right now, you are crazy.
You're late.
Well, you're late, but you're not. No, you're not late. I apologize. You're not late. Just find somebody else to invest in. There's tons of people.
Or
Bosley
find a
was
different product.
No, just Bosley. We just talked about it. Darius Bosley, and I think C Blaze has literally posted a video about it. C Bosley is a good investment. Some people actually, I don't put real time like put videos out there to say, hey, go buy this. I try to be proactive as possible. People hit me up in my DM and ask me questions, and I'll answer it, no problem. But like I try to do my weekly podcast to address any ant questions that people have. Darius Bosley seems to be on fire. I don't say on fire. Well, can you say he's on fire? You think he's on fire, or he's
He's on
catching something?
fire. He's on
I don't think he's on
fire,
fire. I think he's catching. He's catching. A lot of the people,
dude.
the powers that be, right? They're listening and they're paying attention. So I'm telling you now, Darius Bosley might potentially end up being a good investment.
Yeah, but he is on fire, man. He already caught up to probably 90% of the rookie class. We weren't even talking about him at the beginning of last year. We weren't even talking about him in the middle of last year, right? But we started talking about him in the playoffs where they started to make a run and he actually had a performance. And now Chris Paul goes and it's left to Shy and Bosley. So now you got to gamble in between. You're going to take Shy or you're going to take Bosley.
So all right. So Nickel Walker, right? And he plays with Zion, right?
Yep.
Now, so here's
Point
my
guard.
thing. Yep, point guard. I'm not against him at all. I think he'll get some tick. He could be a backup point guard for Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball is probably going to be the point guard of that team in the future. I don't see that really changing. So for that reason, he doesn't fit my investment profile.
But imagine
Right?
what Stan Van Gundy's going to do to him though, Lonzo Ball, right? They already
Oh, he's
had
gonna make him tough.
They already got a shooting specialist came in that fixed his shot, so he's actually a little more efficient than he used to be. And
right?
then look what Stan Van Gundy did for Jameer Nelson, right?
Yeah, we can't even stay on topic.
And then you see, well, we got this is a podcast. This is an ADD podcast, man. We have squirrel moments, but you know what? He asked a question. You answered the question, right? Nikhil NAW. I think,
Right?
like you said, Lonzo Ball with Stan Van Gundy. He's going to create a connection like Jameer Nelson and Dwight Howard had when he was in Orlando.
Yep. Don't be surprised if Zion's defensive player of the year. Don't be surprised about that. All right. So basically, the fourth thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was what can we expect for the future of sports cards, right? And we kind of talked about that a little bit. We kind of talked about it a lot of bit. I can't really, because literally we kind of led through what I was already going to talk about anyway, just kind of just naturally. All right, so let me just answer the question. My other guy is Windler. Like, I don't know, Windler was on there with Seablaz that he says he can play. I've never watched Windler play. I don't like Cleveland. How about that?
I don't know, man. It may be Windler, right? Windler comes into the. I'd rather go with Kyle Guy than Windler.
No, I'd rather go with Kevin Porter than
But
Kyle
Kevin,
than
but
Windler.
Kevin Porter might not play this year.
Why would he?
He caught that assault charge.
He's gonna stop it.
Okay.
I'd rather buy. All right, I'd rather buy Colin Sexton. How about that?
Colin,
He's
well,
been playing good for the last 2 years.
don't forget about Darius Garland. I mean, Garland is
Okay,
good.
but I like Colin Sexton more than I like Garland. But Garland does play well. He's pretty good too. But I think Kevin Porter, with even with the assault charge, I mean, after the way that stuff goes away, it's a weapons charge. Thank you, Oni. It was a weapons charge.
It's still bad.
It's not an assault charge, a weapons charge. He'll
Oh,
get
hey.
off of that, right? So going back to
Tomato,
my
tomato.
statement, no, it's a big difference.
Okay, well, go invest in KPJ then.
Actually, I have been buying KBJ for the right price. So for that reason, what I'm
Free.
saying is to the people out there listening, invest into basketball cards, but find the right people, the right situation. And one of my YouTube shows is going to be one of the it's going to basically be talking about what I'm buying and some of the things that I'm kind of looking at. I've been trying to iron this out for the last week, so I apologize about the delay on the YouTube show for like my regular YouTube show. But I'm trying to make it bigger and better. So I apologize. So and
Oh,
only
man.
says only
But
says it's all love, brother. It's all love, man.
it's always going to be, man. Hey, look, I enjoy this podcast just as much as I enjoy the hobby, man. And I think there's so many ways to pivot and turn, and there's so many ways to be successful. But it doesn't come easy, right? That's like a life lesson, though, that we have to talk about. It doesn't come easy, right? But you find something that you're passionate in, you find your lane, and you're going to be successful, man. And I'm actually really, really excited about the hobby and where it's going with these big businesses coming in, because that just means that they're dumping money into the sport, well, into this genre or this profitable business because they believe in it, right? So if you have people infusing it and they believe in it, that only means that it's a strong and they see it that it's going to be profitable for years to come, and that
Exactly.
and that's just good for everybody.
And it's too many. It's too literally. There is too many people out here. I mean, it's too many businesses out here who are trying to be proactive in this industry for it to fail. It's kind of like Zion just tanking all of a sudden just because nobody likes him anymore. And I think that won't happen so quick. Or even, I'm sorry, Luca. It won't happen.
No,
It
it's
just
not
won't.
going to happen.
Yeah. So for that reason, I say the hobby is at a good space. If you're new, if you've already been it, you've already recognized what's going on, and you're going to benefit from it. We're all going to make money. Everybody's going to be successful. We're all going to do this every on a week to week basis. We're going to learn from each other.
What else you got, man? What else you got? It's my favorite card from my sub that I got.
Yeah,
I personally pulled this card.
I can't really see it. You're kind of lagging off a little bit.
Sorry, it's Kyler Murray Blue Ice Rookie Card Auto Prism PSA 10.
I'm a big fan of the blue ice stuff, so that's not a big deal for me. If you got at this point in the show, guys, because we really kind of went over everything really, really fast. If you have any questions or concerns, shoot it out there for us. We'll try to answer it as best as we could. Um, I
Also,
had more in my notes.
can I ask a question?
Sure.
What happens to Bradley Beal now?
Oh, Bradley Bill's the man.
I know, but what happens? What happens? Do they still try to move him? So why does Washington or why does Houston make that deal?
Uh, Well, Houston made that deal to appease James Harden,
Correct.
right? Washington made that deal because they probably needed something like they needed a guaranteed situation. Like, and I felt like not knowing how good John Wall would be right now
Hmm.
was probably one of those things where they were kind of like scared, like to
What was
really
his
figure that
injury?
part out. Oh man, I think it was like an ACL tear or something
Okay.
like that. It was something bad. Yeah, it was Achilles.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
same thing as Clay.
Yeah, bad news, man. Like you see the statistics on Achilles injury. Hopefully he comes back
I mean, he
bigger
won't
and
be as
better than ever.
fast. He won't be as fast as he was, but I mean, John Wall doesn't have to be. I think John Wall is a smart point guard. He can shoot. He was really athletic. I don't know how athletic he's going to be coming back into the situation, but I believe he's gonna fit. Well, I don't know if he can shoot threes, then he'll be fine. Or if he can facilitate and lead their team, I think they're going to be fine. I don't think he's the answer for Houston, but I think he's a situation. He's one of those. He's going to help. He's going to
So
help
so what prediction are we making right now? So we're gonna say Houston and we're gonna say Atlanta. Who has a better record next year?
Atlanta.
Okay, we're gonna put a stake on it. Put a stake on it.
That's fine.
Y'all heard it here first. You can be able to come back and watch this podcast right now. I'm a
Yep.
homer. He's the newfound homer. We got a stake on it. Houston got a better record than Atlanta next year.
My homeboy Dill Pickles is in the building from Atlanta. He says, "What do you think about Cam Reddish?" And we can make that bet, man. We can make that official bet. And Dill Pickles is gonna back me on this. Atlanta's gonna have a better record than Houston,
Homer.
easily,
Homer back in
easily.
Homer. I'm gonna get some of my homies on here so we can't just have Dill Pickles. But shout out to Dill Pickles. I love Cam Reddish, man. And I don't know if I just told you, but I just had a conversation with someone that even like 3 weeks ago, I was looking at Cam Reddish comps and they were in the floor, right? You could pick up
Hmm.
silvers for under $100. You can pick up Prism Base for under $20.
Yep,
And I just looked at a blue fast break right now. I literally looked it up a week and a half ago,
yeah.
and
Look at it now.
they were selling for $75. Do you know a raw blue fast break of Cam Reddish sold for $350 a week ago, and it for a raw card, and then 192 like today or yesterday. Same raw card, same PSA, get same raw Prism fast break blue. So that much of a
Okay.
jump in like 2 weeks.
Wait, what you mean? He went up?
Yep,
I'm
went
sorry.
up. He's
Well, I
ticking
mean,
up.
but you know what happened though? Atlanta got better.
Yeah, but what does that do for Cam Reddish, right? So
I mean,
are his prices going
so
up because the team is going to be better, or because he might be on the move?
well, I think everybody. Well, it's a combination of both. I don't know if he necessarily is on a move. Let's see. I'm actually gonna post this because it's pretty funny. Trouble123 says Kevin Porter can't be trusted. Well, at least he'll carry the gun for you. I'm
Hey,
just kidding.
hey, no, but Kevin Porter, right? Kevin Porter with your hobby investments is like telling Jody Arias to watch your kids.
All right, so look. All right, so here's my take on what's going on. Now I'm gonna break. Did I break this down last week about
I
the
don't know.
trade or no? I
But
don't
which
remember if we
trade?
talked about the trade last week.
What trade?
James Harden trade.
Man, he ain't got traded yet.
I know, but I'm just saying. All right, so
Potential.
look.
We talked about a potential.
All right, so look. My theory, and I
Oh,
don't know if I
you
said it
did.
last
You
week, but you
did.
guys, I did. Okay, well, cool. I already said the theory. So basically, let's say, all right, Cam Reddish to me has more upside than Bogdanovich, right? Is that safe to say?
A lot, dude. I think if Cam Reddish is a future superstar.
Okay, right. Which is why I bought the National Treasure number to five. If you follow me on Instagram, I got the National Treasure number to five. Get that tomorrow morning. I'm so excited, right? So, and by the way, Cam Reddish is a buy, right? And I say he's a buy because I think that he has more upside than Bogdanovich. I think Bogdanovich is a better shooter. What scares me about Atlanta is they have Cam Reddish who plays the two guard, Bogdanovich who plays the two guard, and Kevin Herter who plays the two guard. And Kevin Herter is a good shooter as well. Like,
So what's their
I don't
identity
know.
now?
Trey Young is the first person to make the decisions on the floor, whether it be you shoot or assist or pass the ball. I think number two, maybe John Collins. I think that number three could be. Oh no, you know what? I take that back. maybe it's not John Collins. Maybe it's Gallinari.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
But
I think that it might be Gallinari.
so I wonder, right? So we talk about like the Lakers, man, they got so much better in the offseason, right? So it's going to
Right?
be hard for any other team to come out of the West. And I think actually the Clippers take a step back because I think Doc Rivers was an integral piece that kept that team together and it gelled so well. And I think that they take a step backwards, right, where they're not
Yeah.
legitimate title contenders like the Lakers are, so they take a step backwards. So who's going to take that next step in the West to challenge them? Because Golden State had a good chance, but Clay went down, and now I don't think that they're on par to really challenge the Lakers coming out of the West.
Well, I don't think they challenge the Lakers, but I think that they will be a good fight. Kelly Oubre is not a punk, man. Kelly Oubre is going to come in and play really well. They still got Andrew Wiggins. I think if I'm them, I maybe move Wiggins because I think if Clay comes back, I'd rather have Oubre and Clay Thompson and get rid of Wiggins. Maybe
Yeah,
you pick up some quality pieces.
Cam Reddish.
You know what? We didn't talk about this theory, but the theory is Steph Curry likes Cam Reddish.
Yeah,
You said that, right?
yeah.
All right, so let's go on record here. Cam Reddish, he has the same trainer as Steph Curry,
Hmm.
and he says that he looks amazing. He says he's probably one of the, a really good player, and he says he's one of the best guards he's seen in the NBA. Hypothetically speaking, if you're Atlanta, do you want Andrew Wiggins and maybe some other piece or a draft piece for Cam Reddish, and Cam Reddish goes to Golden State? It's a great scenario.
Yeah, but maybe,
Great
but maybe they,
scenario.
but maybe they package Hunter, right? But then you don't want to sell your future, right? Because those are actually really good pieces to build around for the future of Atlanta.
All right, so my brother here, Trouble123, says they wanted to get rid of Wall. Now we're going back to John Wall in Houston. He's actually from DC, DMV area, and you being in Houston, they wanted to get rid of Wall based off his contract and Achilles. Bill and Wall didn't get along, and Bill co-signed the trade.
So what's
There
up
you
with this,
go.
man? Because this isn't the first time that you've seen this in sports, right?
Yep.
Where two players aren't happy with each other, even though they're pretty good in their own right. We saw
Yeah.
it in Houston with Chris Paul and James Harden, had
Yeah.
really good success, but their egos clashed so bad that James Harden went and said, "Let's get rid of Chris Paul." So they got rid of Chris Paul for Russell Westbrook, right? Russell Westbrook and James Harden didn't get it done. Now Russell Westbrook's gone. Like, come on, man. You're gonna give James Harden that much power over the team? Come on, you're gonna hurt
Man,
yourself.
you see that?
Oh
Oh,
man,
can you
stop it.
read that? Read that. I don't,
Stop
I
it.
don't think that. Read that for the people
Stop it.
who are listening to the podcast instead of
Stop it.
viewing the podcast.
Stop it.
Atlanta definitely will have a better record, and Harden still may be moved. Thank you,
Well,
Trouble123. Somebody who knows
we
basketball.
we might get better with Harden being out, man, because he's soft. And if you want him in Atlanta, you can take him. Y'all
Well, I
like
told
y'all
you.
like
I told you.
marshmallows.
I told you. I told you what it is, though. I said it last week. Atlanta is loaded up so much. I think they're going to make a trade for a great piece, whether it be a Giannis or a James Harden or
No more
Anthony
Bill.
Davis.
No more
Well,
Bill.
well, Bill could still. Well, yeah, you're right. I think Bill stays now with the Russell Westbrook. I think they're actually, to be honest with you, it changes the dynamics of how I see Washington now.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think that fit is a good fit for Russell Westbrook.
Isn't Rui in Washington, right? Rui's in
Yes, he
Washington.
is.
Yeah.
That's my point. I like that identity better for them.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook and James Harden can average 60 points. 60 points between the two of them.
Well, I
I
mean,
think
Westbrook is good, right? He just didn't fit in an
yeah.
offense that was predicated over the three.
Well, I think it helped. I think Russell Westbrook can do what he did when he was in OKC, which was penetrate, create the double teams,
Kick it
pass the
out.
ball out. Now he has now what Washington needs to do is put shooters around. I don't
Yeah.
know if Rui has a good enough jump shot to be that guy. I guess we'll have to see how he does this coming up season. But that could be make Rui a buy for me. Rui could be a buy for me depending on how I see them. And man, I'm talking about stuff I want to talk about right now because I want to do an NBA preview show. In the NBA preview show, we're gonna have heavy hitters like Trouble123. We're probably gonna have my homeboy Corey. We're gonna probably bring in somebody else out there. I want to bring out the big guns for the NBA show, and we're gonna get it in, and we're gonna talk about teams here. We're gonna break this thing down, right?
Don't bring me no more homers, man. Like you already got Homer siding with you. Where will he get PT? Who?
I'm not sure who will get PT. Trouble Station is also not sold on Cam Reddish.
Come on now, you got to put your money. Hey, who are you sold on though, right? So I believe. Look, there's enough hobby love, and all it takes is for Reddish to go out and have a 30-point game, and his stuff's gonna skyrocket. And then at that point, you got to figure out if you're gonna move him or not.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, Trouble. I know you're not necessarily sold on Reddish, but the one thing you got to understand about Reddish, right, is Reddish when he played for Duke, he played along two big,
Superstars,
big
college
superstars,
superstars.
R.J. Barrett and Zion Williamson, right? And he still managed, and he was also what the number 3 or number 4 player coming out of high school. No, number 3 player coming out of high school. And then outside of that, they came all together and they became a super team, right? And so him to play with those, type of players and still be able to come out top 4, I think. What did he come out? Cam Reddish. I can't remember what he came out.
He was
I
like
think
4 or
Hunter
5.
was 4. No,
Mm-hmm.
Hunter was 4. Wasn't
Yeah,
it? I mean, Cam might have been 5.
yeah.
You might be right. Let's see. Luca recruiting the Joker. Well, let's see. I'm not sure what you're saying. Trouble 123. I want to post what you're saying because it seems like some stuff that you know about,
Luka
but I'm not.
Jokic.
He says
Yeah,
Luca
Luka
recruiting
recruiting
Joker.
Jokic. Yeah, from from
Why?
from Denver. Why
Why?
not?
Why?
International appeal. Man,
Slow.
Jokic's good.
Two slow players running up and down the court. That's
Ah
gonna be real
man.
fun.
Hey,
That's gonna be
yeah,
real exciting.
yeah. But you
You
said
know,
that, and then Luka went off and put up 43 against the Lakers and hit a game-winning shot.
what do you mean the Clippers?
Clippers. I mean, hey,
Not the
tomato,
Lakers,
tomato, tomato,
Clippers.
tomato. Los
No, it's
Angeles team.
different. It's a very big difference. If he did it on LeBron James, I like it better. But I don't like it better versus a struggling
Here we go
Clipper,
again, man. All right, people
right?
can ball. People can ball. They don't have to be Usain Bolt running up and down the court, man. They can ball. Give them
I
their
understand.
credit.
I
Hey,
understand.
hey, you go try to guard Luca. No matter how slow you think he is, I bet you can't keep up with him.
I bet you I can stick Luca. I can stick Luca.
Yo, man, I don't
Yes,
want
I
to
can
see
stick
that.
Luca.
I don't want to see
I'm
that,
like,
man. Hey, that's like getting punched in the chest by Kimbo Slice, man. I don't want to see
man, I
that.
can stick Luca. I'm telling you right now. In my prime, I can stick Luca.
Hey, you know what you sound like? You sound like them guys that got tired of looking at Mike Tyson knock people out in the first round, saying I could get in
Man,
there for $1,000,000. Yeah, right. You don't want to get hit by Mike Tyson in his prime.
man, you might be right. I see two silver Cam Reddishes for $46. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man, bye. Well, it seems like I think that's pretty much the topic for the guy for I'm sorry for tonight for you guys. We talked about big businesses and small fish, and we are the small fish as a community.
Tadpole.
And well, he's a tadpole, but the rest of you guys are small fish in this community and these big businesses. They're coming over. They're seeing an area opportunity. They're making money, and so I say that to say, stick with it, grind hard,
Yeah.
get to the next level, and keep on pushing. No matter how hard it might be, no matter how you might see somebody's collection, you might be like, oh man, I really want to get there. You can get there.
Oh, trust me, you can get there. We can all get there.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I strive for on an everyday basis. I go on there, I'm looking for everything. I'm trying to figure it out. And as we try to figure this out together collectively, we'll all become better. We'll
Yeah,
keep
but
pushing each other.
but don't try to bite off more than you can chew, right? I was looking on
Yep.
Instagram, and I know that you're trying to get off of here, but I was looking on Instagram, and this is probably a
You good?
perfect way to end it off. But I was looking on Instagram, and there was a guy, I forget what his name is on there, man, but on his story, he had a goal to sell $100 on eBay a week. That's his goal. Sell $100, right? So people might say, man, that's not a lot of money, right?
Right?
But he's making a goal, and then he's taking that money and reinvesting it back into the hobby, right? And every week he makes $100 on eBay. You have to start off big, right? You can start off really small. You can build your empire. Like I said, how do you do it? One bite at a time, man. So just take it one
You're
step at a
right.
time. Find your lane. Make goals, attainable goals, right? Don't
Correct.
reach for the moon if you can't reach the moon. Reach for just your
Correct.
front yard, your sidewalk. Know your
And I,
lane and go with it, man, and achieve your
and
goals.
I'm not gonna even lie to you, and I really, man, see, we can talk about this all night, but I'll just say that with my goals, my personal goals, if anybody ever, people ask me all the time how I get there, and I try to make my goal 100 cards a month, which is 1,200 cards a year, right? And I think that's just one of my personal goals that I strive for on a yearly basis, but I kind of set it to where it's on a monthly basis. Like I'm literally getting boxes of stuff together now, getting stuff together, and I send it to you on a monthly basis, and I keep that formula going, so where that way at the end of the day I hit my goal. So and it pushes me because when I go to card shows, I'm always looking for something. I got to get the 100 cards sent out. I got to send something out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I send more, sometimes I send less, but at least I send you 100 every month. And I guess that's basically it for me. I'm done.
Hey
You
man, peace
done?
out. Hey Houston, peace out. I want my steak, right?
Yeah.
Don't make me. I already got like 3 steaks off of you, man. Let's go ahead and give me another steak. Put it on my tap.
All right. So what are we saying? So do we have a like? So what was the bet? Do we have
I
a
don't
bet?
know. Yeah,
We
Homer.
bet on Atlanta. We betted that Atlanta would have a
Record.
better. I'm sorry, have a better.
Houston will have a better record than Atlanta.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, Houston.
Okay. So
You keep saying Atlanta. No, Houston will have a better record.
here's all right. So then you'll pay up on that deal. Then come nationals.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna be there, baby. Prism guy.
So you're gonna pay for my meal the
And
whole week.
it's not gonna be a cheapsteak either, man. We're not gonna go and get a something from Burger King, a steak sandwich or something. We're gonna get an actual steak.
You know what? For a long time, Trouble 123, I was trying to convince the whole hobby that DeAndre Hunter was a better player than Cam Reddish, but everybody in the industry is completely saying the opposite.
All right.
So, and I mean, you're entitled to your decision. I like Hunter and I like Cam. I like Atlanta's team. I think they have a complete team. I don't think they have a whole lot of holes. I'm honestly thinking that, and there you go. Dill Pickles said it. Atlanta all the way. So,
I
you want
gotta
to
go,
guess what the
man. I'm
record's going to
out.
be?
I'm
All
out.
right, so
Nope,
look.
I'm out. You
All right,
say
so
that
look.
for the preview.
What's the record going to be?
Save it for the preview.
I need to know. Oh, okay, yeah, you fair. That's fair enough. All right, let's do that. We'll save it for the preview. I don't want to talk too much. If you guys have any questions, anybody you want to see on the show, next week we will have a guest. I promise you I'm going to have a guest next week. I just don't know who it's going to be.
We'll
It's going
figure
to
it
be good.
out. Figure it out.
Yeah, we will.
All right.
All right, this is Prism God TV. You guys stay blessed. Have a good night. We out. Peace.